This is Uplay.
Yeah, why? Nice.
So we're adding
Nice.
we're adding that to our website in the
Cool.
indie artist thing.
Nice. Thank you.
Coming up after this song, we have Nightly Tradition. So we'll talk about the one that's playing at the moment. I absolutely love the blues style. I really, really do.
Thank you.
And I'll tell you more about myself as we go through as well. You'll understand that I'm an engineer. I've done it for a long time, and how I view music. Anyway.
Awesome.
Yeah, we got about 3 minutes. We can still carry
Yeah.
on.
Hi, Facebookers.
Yeah. Hi, guys. Welcome along to Galaxy's Facebook Live. I think Barbara's got us on the Galaxy page today, so
Yes,
enjoy
I do.
this. Joined, would you believe, by Chris Andreas. Now, believe me, absolutely love his work, especially Loners and Stoners, which is making a huge impact here at Galaxy 107 FM. So enjoy the interview with Chris Andreas.
Thank you. Thank you.
And believe me, Chris, Loners and Stoners, that was the first one we had. It was
Right.
the first one that I heard of yours, and I was playing it in the car, literally, after receiving it. It really was.
Oh, awesome. A friend of mine, here's a weird story, Matt. A friend of mine wrote those words, and it was just about before I was going to go in the studio and do this album, and he gave me the words, and he said, hey, I wrote a song about you. So then I went, now I got to write music and record this. So he got me.
Fair enough, too. Well, I tell you, I do a lot of my best listening when I'm driving.
Yeah, I
You know
think
what I mean?
we all
Hi,
do
Dwayne.
these days, yeah.
And I download the music and put it into my system in my car, and I just go out. And you see, now, this is really weird because Barbara gets about 30 odd bands a day that want to be promoted, everything like that.
Yeah.
Then it goes through production, then it goes to a board, and then it comes back, because we need to whittle that down to about 3 interviews a week, maybe
Yes.
two, 3 interviews a week. So it's very selective.
Thank you.
And then I have the final say. So it comes to me, I put it in my car, and I go for a drive, and I think about it. And from there, we do
Thank you.
this. We do this.
Hey, Dwayne's
So-
I appreciate
online.
it.
Dwayne's online?
Yeah,
Nice to have you along, Dwayne. Let's go live.
yeah, with Chris. Let's go online. I don't know.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, joined, would you believe, coming out of Vancouver Island in British Columbia. Of course, we're talking about Chris Andreas. Absolute pleasure to meet this man. Good morning from us, good afternoon over there.
Yeah, good morning. Hey, New Zealand. How you guys doing?
We are absolutely fantastic. It is a great day by the looks of it over there, where you're
Yeah.
just coming into winter time. You apparently possibly coming into summer.
We're heading that way. It's supposed to be like 30 degrees all week here, so we're there.
Envious, absolutely envious. I really am. Well, you see, I'm sort of trans skinny. I'm sort of like a fat man trapped in a skinny body. So I don't
Right.
like the cold that much, to be very honest with you. So anywhere that's getting a good heat, count me in. I'm right there. I really, really am. Now, at the same time, you're on an island. You beaches everywhere.
Beaches. We have great surfing on this island. it's a very laid back place. We're a lot slower than a lot like like Vancouver or the mainland. It's a great place to live, really. Yeah, I love it here.
You know, I absolutely love that fact. I really, really do. We do have a term here where we are in Kawerau in the Bay of Plenty. It is called Kawerau time. We get around to it. You know what I mean. Sooner or later we'll get there. We really, really will. Now, at the same time, my friend, we've been playing you now for a couple of weeks, a number of weeks. And at the same time, I must make an apology to you, my friend. We were going to get to you sooner, but unfortunately we had to shift the building, so we've been sort of ironing out all the little tweaks and a little, trying to get to this point. So I really, really got to thank you for taking the time out.
Hey, I'm glad you guys asked. It's my honor, really. I appreciate it.
Well, I know that you came through the Galaxy page, the Galaxy Artist page, and believe me, we certainly give more significance to the artists that come that way than any other way. I've got to be honest with you. But we get so many requests, it's not funny, and we only play the best music here at Galaxy. Now, we got a number of songs that I think you sent us over the weekend, and we have been playing them pretty consistently. I've got to be honest with you, ever since, just to see how the audience is feeling with this. And hold on a minute.
She's
What
taking
are you doing?
photos.
Give it to
It's chaos.
Texting my friends to tell them about
Oh,
it.
thanks. Multitasking, get back to work. Anyway, sorry about that, Chris. They do these things to try to put me off, if you know what I mean. So Barbara makes faces and does all sorts of funny things. And of course now, Terry over there, the production manager, she just decides, well, why not? Let's get in on the picture here. And you were taking photos of the show playing behind me, is that right?
And of the when it's
And
there.
on up here too as well. Okay, very, very cool. Don't forget, Chris, you are going out across the world, my friend. You are.
Awesome.
And let me give you an idea. There is 5,864,000 hooked in this morning listening to our interview. So, but at the end of the day, basically, it's only you and me that's the important ones. Everybody else a voyeur, right?
Don't you think?
Aww.
Stuff.
Well, hey, everybody, anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Now, at the same time, we started off with Blame It on the Blues. Now, I would really, really love you to be able to explain all about the song. Give me an idea how you came to the lyrics.
Sure. Well, basically what it was is the last album I did was it was me and my acoustic guitar and my pedal steel player, no other instrumentation, and people loved that. But I thought I wanted to give them a bit more accessible kind of songs, stuff that is still me, but also you can listen to it and find something that you like in it. And so Blame It on the Blues was one of those tunes. I had the chords kicking around in my head for a long time, and I thought it's about time I put this together. And the lyrics are pretty self-explanatory. We broken hearts, and sometimes you just blame it on the booze.
You know something, I can fully understand that. I really, really can. Now, I've got to be honest with you. For me, I have only two kinds of music, and of course one of them is country, but at the other side, I'm a blues man as well. I love the blues, you know what I mean? Basically, it's the guitar work, it's the harmonica. Here's something. I just want to show you this, just off the record. Basically, we did an interview with a band called High South not so long ago. Now, if you want a comparison, they are more like Crosby, Stills, Nash Young, or like back in the day, but they're bringing that flavour right back. And we were talking about the harmonica, and so they sent me, literally,
Nice.
Absolutely
Nice.
love that.
Beautiful. What a gift. What a gift.
It really is, and it's very, very treasured. I got to be honest with you, my friend. But
you worked
I'm a
out.
blues kind of guy, and at the same time, I'm like the rocking kind of country music kind of style as well, if you know what I mean. But I absolutely, and as I said to you, I do my best thinking in the car and my best listening in the car. When I first heard Blame It on the Blues, absolutely sold me. It really, really did.
Awesome.
Now,
Awesome.
that was the second song I'd ever heard of yours, to be very honest, because I was saying just recently I'd got in, of course, the Loners and Stoners song that we added to the breakfast show, we added it to the country show, we added it to the Monday night country, to New Zealand artists, well, Galaxy artists. We added it to a number of shows as we go through the week. And I've got to absolutely adopt that song. I absolutely love that track.
Awesome.
So when I was handed the little USB to go and plug into my car and go and have a listen, and honestly, the Blame It on the Blues was the next song I heard. And I thought, you know, I got to let you know, 30-something years as an engineer, almost 40 years, give or take a day or two past it. I've been an engineer, basically, working not only for some of the top studios in the country, but some of the top bands around the world, doing live stuff and everything like that. And when I listen to music, I don't listen to music as a fan would listen to it. I listen on a commercial scale, if you know what I mean, as a businessman and as an engineer would. And as I said, I do my best thinking in the car. So believe me, that's where it sells me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And absolutely sold on Blame It on the Blues. Now at the same time, Nightly Tradition. Now I'm going to talk to you about that very, very shortly. But in the meantime, I just want to ask you, are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? And do you respond? Now this is basically a fan question. They want to know, Chris, do you get back to them if they get hold of you?
I always get a hold of every single person that gets a hold of me because if they take the effort to listen to me and want to reach out, well, that's the least I can do, the very least I can do. That's the important part for me. Now, the rest of it is just what you got to do. But for me, making connections with people, that's really why I do what I do. That's the bare bones reason, for sure.
Exactly. Now, don't forget the internet these days is the new fan base. And we were talking about being able to reach around the world. It just gets phenomenal these days, and believe me, with the amount of people that listen to our station, and they go through our website, I feel one of the most oogled guys in the world, I've got to be honest with you. But believe me, it's all about the artists and all about the music. That's what we're about. We're not actually about Galaxy or anything like that. We're about the quality of the upcoming music that's going to be played to the world in the future, if you know what I mean. And that's what we stand by. Now, at the same time, my friend, do you have a website? Now, if you do have a website, do you have a merch store on there? We want to be able to get our fans to be able to buy some products.
I do have a website. It's www.officialchrisandres.com. Real simple.
There you go. And you have a merch store on there?
I have a merch store. You can download the album. You can download songs. You can, as we put this album out, and I got to tell you, we just dropped, this album just came out the last 3 weeks, and I've already had to do, this is my second run of CDs I've had to go get to mail out because, they know, they're getting to know me down at the post office by my first name. I'm down there every day, so we're really excited about the response we're getting to this one because we did put about 2 years' work into it. We really wanted to, as you said, sonically we wanted it to be very accessible, but not just to fans, but to people that, that like yourself that are listening to Production Value. I want to hear that type of stuff, So it was really important we got it right,
Absolutely, absolutely. And I appreciate that analogy of it, to be very, very honest with you. You see, I'm really a bad critic. I really, really am. There's so much music these days that I will pass over, not even give it a second chance. I got to be honest with you.
I hear you. It seems to me now, there was somebody once told me there used to be 1,000 bands selling 3 million records. Now there's 3 million bands selling 1,000 records. Mm-hmm. So there's just so many people out there making records because it's so accessible. You can make a record on your laptop. I just prefer to go into a studio with the proper producer and engineer and all the proper gear. And really, if I'm asking people to give me their money, I want to make sure I'm giving them a product that will last for years. not something they're going to listen to once or twice and go, well, that's a coaster now. I want to get into their hearts. That's what I do it for.
You know, and you're achieving it. You really are, because believe me, we're getting, and as I said, we had to run these songs a few times just to be able to see, engage how our listeners, our fans would accept the Chris Andreas music into the system, everything like that.
Yeah.
Believe me, we are very, very greatly working on requests and everything like that. Public feedback is a big part of Galaxy, if you know what I mean. It keeps us in touch with the people listening. It really does. And we care about those people and their tastes, everything like that. Now, we'd call your music outlaw country. You live in, of course, the Vancouver Island. Now, you started touring about 15 years of age.
I actually started, I think my first professional paid gig, I was 13. It was at I used to play, they're called Legions. Do you guys have Legions over there? Like, they're kind of bars for ex-military, right? People that served in the forces. And I started playing in Legions when I was 13, and I actually started playing bars when I was 14, 15, and then I started touring when I was about 16. And I stayed on the road for at least 10 years. I didn't come off the road once. And then I took a bit of time off just because I had a couple of kids. And at that point, you know, you burn out when you're kind of chasing it for so long. But, you know, I never really stopped. I just kind of stopped touring as much. But now I'm kind of back at it. I'm back in the biz. So, yeah, it's my 5th record, actually, in the last 7 years. So, yeah.
Nice. That is quite prolific, actually. And Legends here called the RSA, or Returned Servicemen's Associations.
Right.
And lest we forget, we actually just had an ANZAC, which is the Australia-New Zealand ANZUS with the United States commemorative. Right. Just about a week or 2 ago. Yeah, not too long ago, actually. So believe me, we are big on that. Much like the 4th of July and the commemorative days that the Americans have, and of course yourselves as well. You know, we like to be able to remember those who've served and are serving at the moment, if you know what I mean. Speaking of that, New Zealand is just looking at bringing back some troops out of Iraq at the moment, with there as basic peacekeepers and humanitarians right now.
That's kind of what Canadians do. We kind of go over there. We just try to help the community. I don't think we really engage. But we go over and we try to kind of just help people, you know. That's kind of the way, and I think we're both countries are the same.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Absolutely. We're not allowed to engage.
We only have one ship in our Air Force, so you know at our Navy we got one ship, so we're not, you know, one tank, one ship.
Okay. I think we have a couple of helicopters. I think we've progressed from the balloon. I do, but that's about it, really. Now, I want to talk to you about Nightly Tradition. Now, I absolutely love this track. Tell me all about it.
Well, this is dedicated to every guy and gal out there that goes out on the road and plays every single night. Sometimes they just make tip money. Sometimes they might sell a few CDs or T-shirts. Sometimes they don't make anything, but they do it because that's what they were put on the planet to do. So I just wanted to write a little love letter to all my fellow musicians out there.
You know, absolutely love that idea. Where did you get it recorded?
A friend of mine owns a studio called Poplar Studios. His name is Jamie Langdon. And I had done my previous album in his studio with a different producer. But once me and him started talking, he said, next time you do an album, I want to produce it. So when the next album came time to do, I got a hold of him and we did it at his studio, yeah.
Very, very cool. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Here's Chris Andreas, Nightly Tradition. It's warm.
Yeah.
Middle of winter and we're saying it's warm. How's that? Are you all right there, Chris?
Yeah, betcha. How are you guys doing?
Not too bad, my friend.
We're
Not
off here now, so
Yeah,
but we're still on Facebook Live.
Yeah, we're still on Facebook Live. We can be as silly as we like. We really can.
Right.
Believe me, it's just backstage stuff. Who's with us?
Oh, we've got
I know Dwayne's there.
Yeah,
I
no.
love
Dwayne's in
Dwayne.
and out.
Dwayne, hey Dwayne, how's it going, my brother?
Dwayne's in and out.
Oh,
Hey,
someone else
Internet
is
problems.
doing stuff.
somebody's doing
Yeah,
stuff
because
as well.
don't forget it's on the Galaxy group this time.
Right,
I'm
of
just
course.
trialing it to see who picks it up.
Yeah, exactly. I was just wondering what you were doing there, because normally you do it on the other one, don't you?
Yeah.
Um,
But I will put it on YouTube, so...
So, Chris, do you need a drink?
I got one right here.
Nice, nice. Because I hate getting a dry throat and everything like that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, I just took a cold pill about half an hour ago just to make sure my nose isn't running while I'm on air.
Oh, good, my friend. Believe me, I understand. I really do.
Well, hey, when you got a big beard like we have, that's a problem.
Yep, exactly.
Oh,
It really,
so
really
much
is. And then you want to go and kiss somebody, don't you? That's fun. Yeah,
No.
Velcro face. You get stuck like chewing gum, bubble gum. Yeah, all over the face.
Who that is, but I'll get rid of it.
So you received an award from the Vancouver Island Music Awards.
Yeah, I did. I think it was in 2017 I won Country Song of the Year.
Nice,
Which
nice.
was-
We'll talk about
Yeah.
that. Are you a member of the BCCMAs?
I sure am. As a matter of fact, they just had the Cloverdale Rodeo a couple of weeks ago,
Yep.
and I went over and played that. I know Dwayne played it. I know another fellow guy, Rod Black. He played that
our
too.
good luck charm.
Rod's our good luck charm.
Yes.
We've known
Yeah.
Rod for about 4 or 5 years now. And,
Yeah.
Oh,
believe me,
awesome.
we've followed him for about that long and watched him
Yeah.
go all through all sorts of stuff. Better go,
Oh, yeah.
better go back live.
Yeah,
Be right with you,
drop,
Chris. Hold on. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. It is currently 26 after 11 o'clock and 12.9 degrees, we'll call it 13 degrees. Heading for that high today, 15 degrees. I think we're going to get there. Been a bit of a struggle, but I do. A bit gloomy outside, I've got to be honest with you. Wednesday, June the 12th, and absolutely elated to be joined by Chris Andreas, outlaw country music man himself, coming out of Vancouver Island in British Columbia. And an absolute pleasure to be able to talk to you, my friend. It really,
You too.
really is. Especially with the talented work that you're putting out at the moment. Now, I've got to ask you, you were saying that there's a second run on your CD at the moment coming out.
Yeah.
Just wondering, just off the cuff here, whether you'd be interested in sending us a few copies and we could do a giveaway, keep the promotion running?
You give me your mailing address when we're off air, and I will send or get Barbara to message it to me, and I will put together a nice little package for you guys.
Awesome, awesome. Now, I tell you what, you see, today I'm actually dressed by Tommy Steele. Now, Tommy, absolutely stunning artist coming out of Music City itself in the United States.
Yeah.
Everybody knows where that is.
Yeah.
But if you throw in a couple of T-shirts, one for me,
Oh, yeah.
one for Barbara, and one for my production manager, and I'll give you
bet.
the sizes. Basically, she's small, I'm medium, and she's Barbara's sort of bigger.
I'll let her send me the size.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But believe me, we would be honoured to, and absolutely honoured to be able to wear and give away not only some of your product, but at the
Sure.
same time, while we're doing these interviews, when I do wear these, subliminally, it's a message, if you know what I mean. People have
Of course it is. Yes, of course. It's all branding. It's all, the more you get it out there, the more people are interested, and then, that's how it's done. That's how it's always been done.
Absolutely, and at the same time, just after we do this interview, I'm going to get you to hold in there for a couple of minutes. We'll do a quick video that we're going to put on our website that people go to on the homepage. They have a look, they go, who is Chris Andreas? And before you know it, they're Facebooking you, they're all sorts of things.
Awesome.
It's all,
I appreciate that. I really do.
all part of the love, my bro. It really, really is.
I'll tell you. It's awesome.
So in the meantime, I want to talk to you about One More Day. Now,
Yep.
this is a song that I absolutely connected with it when I was doing my best thinking and getting to know the music. Because it's part of the show, if you know what I mean. If I know what the music's about and how it's played, I can pull it off with a lot more ease than just going in blind. So I listen to the music as I drive through all the gorges and everything that we have here and around the lakes and everything. And I listen to this, and it just seemed to fit the scenery at the time. I've got to be honest with you.
Right.
So I want to know more about it. What inspired the song?
Right. Well, it started out as we in Alberta. We had a pretty bad fire season some years back, and I had a friend of mine was up there with his family, young family, and they were trying to get out of a place called Fort McMurray that was pretty much on fire, and that kind of was the inspiration. You know, there's a fire been burning, right? It's getting bigger every day, and so it just went from there. And I don't like to be too topic specific, so you know I'll add some other things so that it lets the listener kind of interpret what they, you know, how it works for them. Like you said, you're driving, it fits the scenery, then all of a sudden that song makes sense to you. And so I try not to be too specific in my songs, but every, you know, like this album, the new one, this new album, it's a storyline. It's an arc from the first song to the last song, from Outlaw to Lords and Stoners. That's a story. And so each song that goes along tells a little bit about that journey. And that's why I don't really do a lot of singles. I'm an old school album guy. I like to put out albums.
You know, I love that. I really, really do.
Yeah.
Needless to say, I'm kind of old school myself, so I can relate to that very, very much. I must apologise, we didn't have enough time to be able to put in Daughter. I really wanted to put that one in as well. But I really, really did connect with One More Day. And as I say, I was driving around. Now, we are in the middle of about 3 major cities, to be very honest with you. And we're a milling town, and we have lakes and everything around us as well. So it's a very, very picturesque area where we are right now. But at the same time, they've been chopping down the trees, replanting, everything like that, and it really looks at that stage like the land has actually been well worked over, you know what I mean?
I tell you, and that's we're experiencing that here on the island too. A lot of clear cutting, and it's causing all kinds of chaos. It's frightening, actually, to be quite honest, to think about, you know, to think about that. You know, right now in Canada, especially in BC and Alberta, we have spring, where we have winter, where we have fall, winter, spring, summer, fire season. And it's a lot of it is to all this clear cutting and all that fuel they leave behind on the ground. Yeah, frightening.
Absolutely right there with you. I fully understand that. I really did. And as I say, I was relating the scenery because it really does look like it's had its issues with fire and everything like that. It just happened to be coincidentally playing at the time, and I related to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is Chris Andreas. One More Day, right here at Galaxy. Hey. Hello.
Hello.
I'm talking to these eavesdroppers on Facebook. Yeah. I know you're watching. I'm watching you, watching me, watching you. I can guarantee you that. I really am. Have a look at this. This is Chris live doing a gig. It's going to go into the website later on today.
Nice.
Yep, absolutely it is. See, I may have the final say, but I'm governed by other people as well, if you know what I mean. So, I have to keep a monicum of quality about the show and everything like that.
Yes, you have to. That's as long as you keep the quality high, the listenership stays high.
Exactly. And then at the same time, you see, I am quite known to do some really, really funny things at the same time, say things off the cuff and all that sort of stuff. And
They gotta have fun.
yeah, exactly. What's a radio station if you can't poke fun at Australians, for
Of course.
instance?
Of course.
Good. Yeah, sorry guys. I've been getting into trouble because I've been having far too much fun at the Australian expense, apparently. So I apologise formally from, me here in New Zealand to all you losers over there in Australia. You're not like that. You don't have a sense of humour. But thank you for watching. By the way, I don't know how I found myself in your girlfriend's bedroom, but hey, it was fun.
Love you, Sydney.
All depends what year he's talking about.
Yeah, and everybody else
Not
called that.
recently.
Yeah. That might have been a few years ago, but it wasn't yesterday.
What's
Or
that?
the day before.
Yeah. And somebody.
How do you guys know? You've been watching me or something?
Yeah.
I've got bloody perverts now. Don't worry, Australia, my life is very restricted.
It's a nice song. I love this
I
song.
love this song.
Let's
too, I
get
really
back
do.
to that. Yeah, one more day. It's awesome, everyone.
So, Chris, I'm going to ask you if you've considered touring down under. Now, I'm going to lead into it by asking you, coming into summertime now, you must have a few gigs and everything lined up. We'll give them a bit of a promo, and then maybe we could talk about maybe seeing you come down under and doing a few gigs in New Zealand.
Yeah, well, the good news is I just got my passport, so
Brilliant.
I'm good to go.
Nice. Let's go back to the desk. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and absolutely elated talking to Chris Andreas coming off Vancouver Island right now. Now, Chris, it says here in your interview, in your influences, the greatest of all time outlaw country from the 60s and 70s. Would I sort of be on the lines of saying, the Willie Nelsons, the Waylon Jennings, and those kind of guys? Because that's kind of how I've read it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. For me, I kind of like the stuff where I'm listening to the singer, right? Like I'm a singer, so I'm always listening to singers. Like one of the rules we have when I go in the studio is I won't allow any auto-tune or any kind of augmentation on my voice at all, because I think as soon as you do that, that separates the human voice from the audience. So if I have to sing a song 50 times, that's what I'll do to get it right before I'll go that route. But and that's what I liked about the guys from the 70s, the 60s. They were just fantastic vocalists, and they sang like, and that was what you heard. What you heard was what was coming out of their mouth. So and then for writing, for the writers, it's guys like Townes Van Zandt and Guy Clark and Blaze Foley. So there's a good mix of stuff I like, yeah.
Exactly. Now, you also class yourself as a singer-songwriter, or writer-singer, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to ask you, have you ever sat down and just sit like McDonald's, for instance, you're sitting there having a meal or something, suddenly something goes through your mind. You've got to write it down, and before you know it, it now becomes such a great song. Believe me, I talk to artists all the time, and they say, Grace, some of the best songs we've ever done were written in 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, that's because what's happening there is you're actually channeling the song, so you're not thinking about it. You're just letting the song flow through you. At that moment, I don't even believe you're actually writing it. You're the conduit for the song to hit the paper. And that's how I do it. I don't, if I'm sitting with a song for a couple of days, that song usually gets left behind. But also the thing is I always say for every 15 to 20 songs I write, there might be one that will ever see the light of day. So, it's a lot of self-control too, right? Not just putting out everything you write going, hey, this is great, because, and I test them out in front of live audiences too, and just to make sure that I'm connecting the right way.
Yeah, absolutely. I can fully see where you're coming from there. And, well, I got to be honest with you, though. I was talking to a songwriter the other day, and he says, I can write a song. I can write about 50 songs a day for different people. I'm going, now, how don't you carry one song into the next, into the next, into the next? He goes, no, completely divorced from the last song, straight into the next one. Couldn't do it myself. One song would stick in my mind all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I call those suitcase songwriters. And they're basically, a lot of them are professional songwriters, and they've figured out there's a certain way to write songs, especially for the radio. The radio is actually the easiest place to write for, because, keep it under 3 minutes, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, till it's in the brain, and then you're out. And then for me, I'm a storyteller, like Dwayne is, right? Like, so for me, I want to have a bit more of a relationship with the audience. I don't, I wrote a song once that had 2 chords in it and no chorus. And I love that song. I'm probably the only one that loved it, but I loved it because I knew the story behind it. But yeah, there's a million different ways to write, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
No wrong way.
Absolutely, and we must let our listeners know the reference to Dwayne is actually Dwayne Watson.
Yes.
Absolutely stunning artist in his own right.
Yes.
Love him to bits, really, really do. And he made history here at Galaxy last year. He really, really did. And in fact, I think he's eavesdropping on Facebook right now as well. I think he's having a go there. So good plug there for Dwayne Watson. And now you are coming into summertime right now, and coming out of winter. We're going into winter. Any festivals, any gigs lined up for the festive seasons?
Yeah, I'm doing a couple of festivals this year. I think it's 4 or 5 festivals, and what I've done is usually in the summer I'm playing all the time, but this year, because we're trying to do it a little differently, I'm just going to do the festivals that we have, and then I'm going to gear up to go on tour, and that's hence getting my passport. So I'm looking to tour internationally and nationally. But, Canada is a big country and there's not a lot of people in it, so it's really difficult to tour in Canada. So, you're better off to go to the States or go, to Europe or go, other places. But, I'm going to be out there for a couple of years on this record, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And believe me, I fully endorse that. I really, really do.
Yeah.
Now, just wondering if you consider maybe coming to the Antipodes, coming down under to here in New Zealand.
Oh, I'd love to. That'd be fantastic, because I don't take vacations. So this would be fantastic for me because I'd actually be able to go on a bit of a vacation.
You would. You really, really would. And of course, I think maybe about 4 shows here in New Zealand, maybe about the same in Australia. We'll share you with Australia.
Yeah.
Only because we like their money, right?
Yes.
We're always friendly to Australians, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I think it's like the American and the Canadian ice hockey thing, it's a love-hate relationship.
Sure. Right now we got the NBA going on, the basketball. So it's the Canadians and the Americans on this NBA final thing going on. But, they're like, they're like our cousins, we're pretty much, it's like you guys in Australia. It's, very similar, but very different and unique.
Yeah, exactly. We love our Australian cousins. They just embarrass us.
Yeah, right. It's like up here in Canada, we don't have as many guns as they have down in the States. It seems like everybody's packing down there. Not up here.
Yeah, forget that.
We settle it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, absolutely. We certainly do. And believe me, we would rather do it that way than bring out a bit of iron and plug you full of. That's unreasonable. It's ridiculous. The right to bear arms over there is completely different to the right to bear arms here. We have bear arms all day. We can,
Yes.
you know what I mean? That's how we interpret it, not to bring out a gun and shoot somebody just because you don't like their hairstyle. It's just ridiculous. So the Americans can keep that. They really, really can.
Yeah.
Now, having said that, and having mentioned maybe we can get you to consider coming to tour here in New
Yes.
Zealand.
Oh, I'd love to.
We do some crazy things here in New Zealand, I've got to
no.
admit.
Here we go.
And we are no different here at Galaxy because we like to be able to treat our friends to a little bit of tradition and a little bit of
Yes.
something that frightens you every day.
Nice.
You know, a challenge, always challenging. It's got to be like that. But have you ever heard of a hoo-hoo grub?
No,
Okay, let me tell you must have heard of a caterpillar, right?
of course. I know where you're going with the grub. I know what a grub is.
Okay, well, actually, it's the hoo-hoo grub here is actually something that the indigenous folks of New Zealand, the Maoris, were participating in back in the day. I think they still do, actually, from time to time. You never know what they're going to come up with. But we do it for the wild foods thing here in New Zealand as well. And, well, what you do is you put the live body and you rip off the head. Don't eat the head because it's yucky. But when you crunch down on this, it's like eating creamy peanut butter.
Oh yeah, wow. Wow. And then you follow it up with a shoey?
Yeah, well, you absolutely, whatever a shoey is, well, let's do it.
I think it's you pour the beer in a shoe and then you drink it out of the shoe.
Okay, well, let's buy a brand new shoe because I don't want to use any of the staff stuff around here. That would be disgusting.
It could be an Australian thing, by the way, too. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it could be actually. But at the same time, as you know, coming from an island yourself, we're a collective of islands. We have three majors, which is Stewart Island right down the bottom, a little one, and then something a little bigger called South Island, and then there's us here in the North Island. Original names, I gotta be honest, you know, I've always thought, you know, we might call one Ben and we might call another one Gladys and something like that. Better than, you know, North and South. You know,
Right,
boring.
right, exactly.
But we may take you down to Queenstown. Now, Queenstown is really, really interesting because that's where all the international money comes in. Goes in.
yeah.
They go on holiday
Yeah.
down there, if you know what I mean. So you never know
Yes.
who you're going to run into down there. Shania Twain, for instance, owns a house down that way. So,
Nice.
believe me,
Nice.
it's always interesting, the people down there. And, well, at the same time, I don't know, Barbara, what do you reckon? We'll take them and throw them off a bridge?
Yep, why not?
Yeah, why not? We'll take you and throw you off a bridge.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fun afternoon.
Yeah, it is.
Eat some bugs, get thrown off a bridge. Woo!
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
I'm
I
not
tell you
going.
what,
I'm
seeing
not
you're not Australian,
going.
we'll actually attach the bungee. How's that?
I'm not
Oh,
going.
well, that works. That works.
Yeah, we do a thing called bungee jumping here in New Zealand.
Yeah, we do. We do it up here. We got bungee jumping here. Yeah.
And it's such a picturesque way to scream your ass off all the way down. To be
Yeah.
quite honest,
As
it's
you're,
wonderful.
as you're plummeting towards your death, yeah.
Exactly, and I'm kind of fixated on it. I love doing it because AJ Hackett is a very close friend of mine, so we do it quite often. But at the
Nice.
same time, I also do parachuting, paragliding, you
Right.
name it. Anything with a bit of thrill to it.
Yeah.
We could also bring you back up now. Just a wee way from here is a place called Rotorua, which is a native New Zealand or Maori settlement kind of tourist city, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Can take you to Hell's Gate and show you what time gone by looked like here in New Zealand, if you know what I mean, right
Wow.
down to the geysers, all that sort of stuff.
Wow.
Even get you to cook food in this thermal water, if you know what I mean. We can do all of that. And
Nice.
at the same time, take you for have you ever heard of a Zorb?
No.
There you
Okay,
go.
big round ball we put you in, preferably drunk, and then
Yeah.
push you down a hill.
Well, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's like rolling eggs.
Yeah, what can go wrong there?
Yeah, exactly. A bit of water in there so you don't get any burn or anything like that.
I'm not
But there's
going.
usually more fluids and stuff like that when you come back out of it.
Oh, yeah.
but we could put you on the gondolas and everything, take you up to the top of the hill, have a meal at the restaurant, and at the same time take you to Auckland through the Waikato Harbour and have a wine and a meal and at evening, on board a boat and take in the scenery there as well. So believe me, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, I think me and Dwayne, we ought to book that tour right now.
I was thinking the same thing. I've got to be honest with you, I would love to be able to see both of you guys performing here in New Zealand. Really, really would. But selfish though, you see, Dwayne is a very close friend of mine and would absolutely love to meet him live and in person, much the same as yourself, Chris. I really would.
Thank you, Grant.
Now, Grant. I want to talk to you about Loners and Stoners because, believe me, this was the first song I heard of yours, and I was pleased that it was submitted for consideration going, can we do an interview with this guy just off one song? Now, we don't normally consider just one song, if you know what I mean. But the crew here thought it was worthy of actually having a consideration about that. Now, so tell me, how did you come to the lyrics of this?
Okay, well that's the easiest song on the record because a friend of mine, Steve Felson, actually wrote those words, and he said, I wrote a song about you, and I was just getting ready, as I said earlier, to go into the studio and start recording, and when he brought me the words, I went, yeah, this is a nice way to kind of to tie up the end of the record. It brings it full scope. So I just wrote the music and the arrangement, and I took Steve's words and again, like I said, he said he wrote it about me, so I felt obliged to submit that for the record. And it turned out great. I actually made the record after that song.
We've had it now for about, I think about 5 going on 6 weeks, and the statistician is telling me in the headphones here that you are averaging about between 9 and 1,100 requests a week since we've started playing it.
Wow, so that's incredible. Thank you, folks. Everybody's requesting. Thank you.
You're up around about the six and a half at the moment, getting requests, and we're not going to stop there. We really, really aren't, because believe me, we love to be able to play you not only on a Sunday, 16 hours of country. Tune in on a Sunday, starting at 8 o'clock in the morning, finishing at midnight. But we also have you in the Galaxy Artists page, which is on a Monday night, and that starts at 8 o'clock at night. Absolutely stunning show, that one. Plus, I am playing you in the breakfast show at the same time, and strangely enough, I've actually had you accompanying some really, really cool artists coming out of Canada, including Dallas Moore, for instance. Stunning artist in his own right, and of course we're doing Mr. Whiskey as well, aren't we?
Whiskey Myers.
Whiskey Myers,
you know what I mean? I kind of think that you're in the upper echelon of the music industry as it is today, and just on the precipice of breaking through to the big names. Now, have you been signed yet?
Well, I'm talking. I've been signed before, but I'm talking to a couple of labels right now. We're working on that. I kind of want to make sure I make the right move here because once you sign your name on that dotted line, you're obligated. So I want to make sure I'm working with people that understand the vision that I have, right? Where I'm looking at a bigger picture than just putting out a few singles. I don't mind doing that. But yeah, I am going to sign with the label, but I want to make sure that when I do that everybody's on the same page so that we're doing it right.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to treat it like a business and make every step the right step. You really do. No half measures, because believe me, you can find yourself in quicksand very, very quickly.
Oh, I've been there. I mean, I've done that before. So.
Absolutely, believe me. And we deal with a lot of labels, if you can appreciate that. And have done for a number of years now, and we're very, very cautious about the relationships that we get into. I mean, we of course love Brian Perry's group.
Records.
British Records, yes, absolutely. We love British Records and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there's some very, very cagey ones out there as well, if you know what I mean. So,
See, being an independent artist, I get it all. I get it all. What they don't realize is I've been doing this longer than most of them have been alive. So,
Exactly.
I kind of see it coming a mile away. I know when there's authenticity and when somebody's just trying to, maybe turn a quick buck or take advantage of somebody else's hard work, and so I'm pretty stoic about what I'm willing to kind of give away and what I'm willing to do. And I get a lot of mileage just by doing the things that we're doing right now. We live in an age now where a record label isn't necessarily what you don't need it anymore.
Exactly, exactly that. Got to apologise. Bristol Records, Brian Perry, Bristol Records. I got corrected in my headphones. Get it right, Grant.
Those are good guys. I know Jovan. I know the guy that owns the company, and they're one of the good guys. Yeah, they do it for the right reasons, for sure.
Absolutely, and believe me, love those guys ourselves. We really, really do. Now, we were talking about Loners and Stoners, and I think it's about time we actually did this because, believe me, 6,500 people request this here
Nice.
at Galaxy 107 FM. How you feeling, my friend?
Good, feeling good. How are you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing
Doing
wonderfully.
great.
Now,
Almost lunch? Is it almost lunchtime there?
it is 6 minutes away. You're not too far away.
Yeah, and Grant's cooking.
No, Grant's cooking. No, I'm not.
You are.
No, I don't want to. Don't want to.
Oh well.
I'll do tea.
Oh well.
Okay, I'll do tea.
No,
I
because
don't
it
want
means cups of tea. No.
No. I'll
Dinner.
do dinner.
Okay.
Okay, don't want to cook lunch.
Okay. We won't have lunch.
No. I have to do it for everybody, otherwise.
Yeah.
Now, Chris,
He's so good
the last one we're going out with, and this one, by the looks of it, even though it hasn't made about 6,000 requests yet,
Right.
when we played this, we got a huge response for it. So we think that this one's actually going to go through the roof, which is the Outlaw song.
Oh yeah, yep. Blame it on an outlaw. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
So,
Which is basically, yeah. That's the first one on the record.
nice. Well, believe me, people seem to be resonating with this song, and
Cool.
we were getting a lot of people, a lot of inquiries about who sings it, who is Chris Andreas, da 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 da.
Right.
How
right.
long's he been singing all this sort of stuff, if you know what I mean. So, and
Right.
it was not only because we played the Loners and Stoners, and I introduced you with that. Incidentally, would you believe, usually around Dwayne Watson as well, he's in there.
Yes.
So
He's most
it
probably
seems
heard.
natural that we would have both of you guys over here to play for
Oh,
us.
right. I know Dwayne would love that. We're hoping to get Dwayne his passport soon, so we'll be able to maybe make something like that happen. We're both ready to go. So
Well, I tell you what, keep in touch with Barbara because she manages
I will.
Aurora Entertainments and she brings
Cool.
bands into the country. The
Oh,
thing
good.
we need to work on mostly would be sponsorship.
Yeah, finding
that's
someone to.
Once
Beautiful.
once
Yeah.
we got a bit of sponsorship, we can
Start to
move
give
years.
a little
We've got
page.
everything else.
Give a little
Awesome.
page.
That sounds fantastic.
Or go to our web page and donate.
Yep.
Our
Absolutely.
Galaxy web page, donate to get these guys to
Yeah,
us.
come on, guys. You
Yeah,
know
get
the
these
story.
artists to
we
New
need
Zealand.
To get these artists here in New Zealand. But at the same time, I've got to be honest with you, Chris. What we do is we put a couple of Kiwi bands in the mix as well, if you know what I mean. We're sort
Perfect. Well, yeah.
of upcoming bands, if you know what I mean, that are going to make something.
Perfect.
But we do it same theme, same feel, if you know what I mean. We wouldn't put a metal band in a religious show, for instance. Or a choir.
Oh, I don't know. I've got a friend that has a religious band and he's metal.
You know, Chris, I went to church 2 weeks ago and the priest says to me,
Oh, you go
haven't
to
seen you
church.
here for a while, Grant, what's up? And I says, oh, well, I originally came here to ask God for a push bike. But then I realised he doesn't work that way, so I stole one. Now I'm here to be able to ask for forgiveness.
Grant. He's naughty, isn't he, everyone?
Oh, dearie, 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 dear. Anyway.
Sure.
It's hot. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. It is currently 2 away from 12 o'clock and 13 degrees, not bad actually. Heading for a high of 15 degrees today. I think we can do better. It's a bit of a struggle. Cloudy outside, so yeah, no suntan today, that's for sure. It's Wednesday, June the 12th, and absolutely elated, folks. I really, really am. Joined by Chris Andreas, coming off Vancouver Island. Now, Chris, I got to be honest with you, absolutely love Lotus Estates. As I said to you, it was the first song that I ever heard. But we were here very, very early on a Sunday morning getting ready to be able to put in the show. Myself and production team, everybody like that, because we are always constantly trying to improve our show. When Barbara says to me, I'm talking to Chris Andreas. And I went, seriously, Barbara? And when am I going to get some more music? She goes, how many you got? And I went, 1. And she goes, well, I'm just lining up an interview with them. And I went, well, that's really, really cool. Can we actually have more music? Now, I think it was about 5 o'clock in the morning. We started receiving music from you and putting it in, which actually made last Sunday's show, I've got to be honest with you. And we have had a huge response. Reception came to me and went, whatever you were playing on Sunday, whoever the guy Chris Andreas is, I've got a huge amount of emails here to be able to sift through. And what's happening? I says, well, apparently we're doing an interview with Chris Andreas on Wednesday.
Which is Tuesday, we're here.
Full fingers crossed that we are able to be able to iron out all that, bits and pieces after moving into a new building. So, here we are. Now, the thing is that when we started playing the Outlaw song,
Yes.
this is when we started getting seriously hit by internet traffic. They wanted to know more about it and more about Chris Andreas, everything like that. Now, I do have a young lady over in Cairns, Australia right now. She emails me every interview that I ever do, and she says to me, Grant, please can you ask Chris what his marital status is? Now, just bear in mind, not only is she Australian, and I've told her that she's got to come with a brewery and a boat, but I think I think somewhere along the way she wants to marry somebody of a celebrity. So, what's your marriage?
Well, tell her I said thank you so much. I appreciate it, but you see that?
There you go. There you go.
Right.
Sorry, Alison. I think Chris is quite taken actually, but thank you for your request anyway. And I tell you what, if you're extra especially nice, we may send you a Chris Andreas CD later down the track.
I'll even sign it for him.
There you go. Absolutely stunning. So in the meantime, my friend, I got to be honest with you, and I've mentioned this to you, that I do my best thinking in the car. This song took me by surprise. It really, really did. And I absolutely, right from the start, because, as I said, 5 o'clock in the morning, we got all of these emails coming in from you to be able to add this in. And we did get that in time. Then I listened to this in the car, and I went, I thought Lotus and Stoners was a piece of absolute artwork. This one has blown me away. I really want to know about it. Where did you get it recorded?
On the same place, Popular Studios with Jamie Langdon, and we went in, and I had the outline of the song, how I wanted it to be. There was a big, I've been calling what I do outlaw now for 25 years, so I'm not new to that at all. I'm not, as a matter of fact, speaking of my wife, when Chris Stapleton came out with his beard, I just said to my wife, I go, great, now that's all I'm going to hear for the next 5 years. But I've been doing it for a long time, so outlaw really it's kind of based, basically kind of loosely on my own life. you know, and it wasn't until I got a little bit older I kind of started to change my ways. But I was, you know, being a young musician, and you know, you can raise some hell if you want.
Believe me, I know all about that. Because believe me, I've done the same thing. I'm pretty sure over the years. Made the same mistakes, just in a different country. I got to be honest with you. But
well, I'll tell you how me and Dwayne hit it off so good is we're both actually outlaws. You know, we've both been on the wrong side of the law, so. You know, there's no image there. We're absolutely legit.
Well, I got to be honest with you. I'm no pretty face either, my friend. Believe me.
I can tell.
And I tell you what, if you guys come to New Zealand, if we don't get you arrested in 24 hours, we're not doing a job right. We're doing something wrong. Because believe me, it's got to be a lot of fun. It really, really is.
Oh, yeah.
And somewhere along the way, if we manage to steal a police car, we'll give it back.
Well, you better not take
Yeah,
Gary.
we'll give it back.
You can't
Maybe
take
not
Gary.
in the same condition, but you'll get it back.
Gary's too sensible.
Honest. Anyway, my friend, better move on. Here at Galaxy 107 FM, Outlaw, right here with Chris Andreas.
Starting up that machine outside.
They're starting up that machine outside. They are starting up that machine.
Oh, I can hear that. Yeah, I can hear that.
Yeah. Oh, well,
They had their lunch break,
they had
so
their
we were
lunch break
lucky.
while we did this, yes.
Yes.
It was very nice of them. Because we had to go out and say to them, you know, can you stop that noise? We're actually doing an interview and stuff like that. They understood they went off for coffee.
Nice. Well, that's nice of them, I guess. Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll wrap this up after this, my friend, and I really appreciate you
appreciate
spending
it.
your time with me. It's been an absolute pleasure, it really has. But don't go anywhere, because we'll do a quick video, a couple of photos.
Sure.
We'll put that on the
Sure.
website. As I say, you'll get everything sent to you, and
Oh, thank you guys.
including the instructional videos on the hoo-hoo grab and the bungee jumping, other things like that. Maybe the Zorb.
I'll throw that all up on my website.
Do
The
that.
Zorb.
Do that.
Okay.
And in the meantime, I really am very humbly grateful for your time. I really am.
Well, it is hump
Hey,
day.
right back at you. Love you guys. Thank you so much. It's very humbling to be able to do this, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's been an absolute pleasure, my friend. It really has. Now, when you bring out new music, how about getting in touch with us again? We would love to be able to do some more of this.
Sure, it sounds good. It sounds good.
Sounds
I will
fun.
do that for sure.
Awesome, because you're part of the Galaxy family now. And,
Thank you. Well, it's a great family to be a part of. I appreciate it.
And believe me, lots and lots of fans love to know all about you, my friend. They really do.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you.
Love your music. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing this. If you know what I
Thank
mean.
you. Oh, I do know. I appreciate it more than you can know. Thank you.
So we'll just pull out of this. In the meantime, my friend,
There's
on
noise
my
outside.
behalf, I'm going to be playing you in my car for a little longer yet.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I do.
Anyway,
And
let's,
make sure Barbara gets me all that information so
Oh,
I can
yes,
get that package to
definitely.
you guys right
Oh,
away.
yeah.
she will do. She
I
will
will.
do. Absolutely.
I look forward to all you cheeky buggers down here soon. But don't take Gary.
Seems there ain't a damn thing you can do these days. There ain't a crime. It don't amount to much as we disappear from the people they call time. There's no charity for an outlaw. You've got to fight.
right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Absolutely elated to have been joined today by Chris Andreas, coming out of outlaw country, Vancouver Island. Chris, it's been an absolute pleasure, my friend.
Right back at you, Grant. Awesome meeting you guys. Really is. Really is.
Now, we don't want you to go away just yet, but in the meantime, how would you like to come back again with all new stuff? Let's do this again for another interview down the track.
That sounds like a plan to me for sure. That sounds like a great idea.
Absolutely stunning. And looking so forward to meeting you live in person here in New Zealand.
Yes.
Really, really are looking forward to that. So, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Andreas coming from Vancouver Island, British Columbia, right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Keep tuned in.